Hey everyone, welcome to the Love Your Body podcast. On today's episode, we have special guest Roy Mangrum. Yes, so excited to have you. Roy, I know we were just talking, like, it's been a rough day. I mean, we both are just like...
Been through the, do I hit this button when I start cussing?
Right, no, you're good. Let's leave it in there for this episode. I think it's much needed for everyone because, like, man, it has just been wild from, like, sinuses to stomach stuff. I mean, just everything. But true entrepreneurs like us are rallying.
You just go
and you keep working and everything like that. But I'm so glad to have you on because, again, I've been listening to, I saw you going local too, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
That looked awesome. It went well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And then I love seeing you on camera. I remember when we've talked before.
I know. I'm getting better.
Yes. You should embrace it,
I'm getting loose. What you didn't see was... before when we've done it, they've had us sitting, and they had us behind this like table.
Yeah.
With you couldn't see the front.
Yeah.
And so I kept doing like the elevator trick.
Oh my god.
And I had Laura and them, they were just cracking up. They're like, "You got to stop. We're about to go on air."
Right. Like,
and I just I'd hit the button and I'd just start squatting
down.
down.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
I'm just having a good time with it. Don't be so serious, right?
Yeah, it seems pretty chill over there and everything, which is good. But I'm glad you guys got to go on there. Billboards all around town for the expo.
10 this year.
That's awesome.
4 last year.
Super cool. That's super cool. So for those of you that don't know, so Roy and Terry are in charge of and they're running the expo this year. So I've been posting about it. I'm super excited. May 13th, it's going to be super great, like at the fairgrounds. Last year did MoveFit, had a booth, loved all of that. It was just a good time for everybody to come together. Largest fitness festival in the South.
Yeah, absolutely.
So super pumped. I've been talking with Tyler and all them about this. Like, it is so challenging to meet up, like, as friends and hang out.
It really is.
And so this is like that perfect opportunity where I'm going to make my rounds. I'm going to see everyone. Like, I'm just excited for it. It's not just about, like, again, it's going to be good about MoveFit and, like, seeing people and whatever, but it's an opportunity for people who have followed me on social media to meet me or, like, to just, like, interact with them, but then also to see my entrepreneur friends and then to see other people. Like, I'm pumped for it. I think it's going to be great.
It's like we never go grab a beer.
No.
Tyler, and every time I see him, he's like, "Hey, man, hit me up. Let's go grab a beer." Well, I never hit him up.
Yeah.
Or I'll say the same thing to him, and he never. We're so busy.
Even if you do, Tyler will be like, yeah, I'll be there. And then Ryan will meet you, but then Tyler won't. So calling him.
Oh, you just called him out?
I mean,
okay.
yeah, because it's so annoying. Like, the other day, I was like, hey, I'm coming to your house to drop this off for you. Like, it's happening.
Did that work?
So yeah. Because I was right there at his house, so I had to. But anyway, so this will be so special. So I know my clients are looking forward to it. Other people have told me they're coming, just from, like, other walks of life, bodybuilding, peak competitors as well. So we have all different types of people. So how many total booths do you have right now? Like,
there's 153.
Love it. Okay.
Alani New.
Okay.
Just signed on, even though we're sold out. But I'm like, you don't tell them no, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm like, okay, we'll find you a spot.
Yes.
Fire marshal may disagree, but who cares at this point?
So last year, for those that went, we had so it was like the main room, and then you had a side room for, like,
Expo
group
Hall
classes.
1 and 2.
Yes. What is it now for this year?
So this year or last year, Expo Hall 1 was all the vendors.
Yep.
And 2 stages. Expo Hall 2 was like, what do we call it? Special events room last year.
Yes, yeah.
So every hour and 15 minutes, a different
class.
Different class of some sort. So how we did it different this year, we wanted all 3 buildings, but the third one, Expo Hall 3, was already booked.
Okay,
so we thought. Turns out it wasn't, but we found out 2 weeks ago, which doesn't matter because it's too late.
Yeah.
So what we did was we put booths in 1 and 2.
Okay.
Because we was trying to double the size of the event.
Yes.
Which we got close, but we couldn't totally double it. Just we ran out of room.
Right.
But now there's 5 total stages.
Okay.
So strongman.
Yep.
And functional fitness in Expo Hall 1, just like they were last year.
Yeah.
The difference is in the middle is the Dani D stage.
Hey, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right here.
And then Expo Hall 2 has Olympic weightlifting.
Okay.
And a powerlifting competition.
Love it.
And then in the middle of all that is booths.
Yeah.
and then crammed in to a wall
Yeah.
is a Ninja Warrior course.
All right,
So
let's do it.
technically, would that be 6? Yeah, we'll call it 6.
Okay.
So it's
I love
packed.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
packed.
excited. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be so cool. And this is for people, any walk of life, you guys.
Absolutely.
So if you are someone that's interested in, getting into the fitness world, if you're someone that just wants to start your healthy lifestyle journey, if you're somebody that, has always wanted to see a strongman competition in person or powerlifting or, come take a MoveFit class, like there's so much to do. I feel like so many people sometimes feel so limited on things, right? Like, there's like I don't know, like the wine festival or whatever. And it's like, well, okay, well, if you don't drink, it's like, cool, you can go.
Exactly.
But like, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is like, you got, you're going to have healthy vendors for food, snacks. There's a Rush Chiropractic's going to be there. So like chiropractic, massage, man, you have so many sponsors. Like I've been looking at everybody
nuts.
coming in.
So yeah, it's like what you're saying. If you go to a wine festival, well, let's say even if you do drink wine.
Yeah.
You've already done it. You had a glass of wine. What are you going to drink all day?
Right. That's
you're not
what
going to
people
remember.
do, yeah.
You're not going to remember the second half of the day.
Right.
But here, like, you can get there at 8 a.m.
Yep.
You can have breakfast.
Yeah.
We have a food vendor that actually serves breakfast. We have
Awesome.
2 coffee vendors, so we're not going to have a coffee issue.
Okay. And you got fight energy at my booth as well.
You can do 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You can do MoveFit.
Yep.
And then you can walk around, shop some vendors.
Yeah.
Then there's all these competitions going on. You can literally stay there all day.
Yeah. And be entertained.
It's always something new.
Yes.
And
that was something that so when I went to the Arnold, and I got to see you guys' booth and everything like there, I was so overwhelmed, right? Like there was
a lot.
There was a lot, And again, I know that y'all are aspiring to make this like the Arnold of the South, right? And so I think that it's going to be I know you're like, we're doubling in size. And so maybe some people might be like intimidated by that. But like, I think this is going to be truly just like the perfect amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really am excited to see this because even last year it was great, and everything like that. But again, first year, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so I think that just how you're putting it together and all the changes that you guys have made as somebody that has done fitness event planning, it sounds like you've really just like hitting the nail on the head. So
we really took it apart, and then we've been working on this for like 7 months straight. I mean, it's
awesome,
and it's little details.
Yes,
I mean, like,
it is.
Like you go to a football game, you get the stadium cups. Like we have stadium cups with our logo and Jay Cutler on it and things like that. So it's all the details. The arrows that stick to the pavement, telling you where to go.
Yep.
I mean, it's just
awesome.
I ain't gonna say it's easy. It's not easy, but just trying to think ahead of, hey, what problems do we have last year, and what are the solutions? And that we had talked about was, events ended early.
Yeah.
Well, so we have events that don't end until we literally close the doors.
Yes.
So like Jay Cutler, he doesn't stop signing till 4:00.
Love that.
Which is probably the biggest draw, right? Let's be honest. But then like at 2:30 is Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So
That's
they go
awesome.
from no, they're 3 to 4.
Okay.
So that's a huge draw.
Right.
Because watching those dudes
Yeah.
compete, oh my God.
That's gonna be awesome.
I got goosebumps
I
watching
didn't even
them.
know that was happening. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we partnered with them.
Cool.
They did like kind of a trial or mock version at the Fit Games.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
man, they get so excited.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
Okay. I can't wait.
Yeah, so they're doing the same thing from 3 to 4. It's their combine because the following week starts their Special Olympics.
Okay. Cool.
So this is like leading into that.
All right.
And they have athletes coming from Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis.
Awesome.
So that's going to be fun.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, the powerlifting doesn't end till 4. Weightlifting, they're into like 3:30.
Okay.
So it's really stretched those things out to really fill that hole.
No, that's going to be awesome. I have girls coming from Memphis. I got girls coming from Georgia. So they're coming in for it. So that's going to be super special. And this is not just local, you guys. So if you're listening from all over, you're more than welcome to come.
Absolutely.
What hotel did y'all partner with?
It's already sold out.
Oh, okay.
We had I just forgot the other name. The Cambria and I don't remember. They were both at the out at the airport.
Okay.
They're sister hotels, and I can't remember what.
Sheraton or no? Okay.
Loft is not. That's not a Cambria hotel, but it was Cambria and something else. But They're both sold out.
Okay, awesome.
So that's good.
That's
it's
amazing.
A good problem to have, but it's a problem. So next year we know we need more rooms, right? So, because honestly, to be honest, when we booked it, it was one of those, maybe somebody will book a room.
Right. Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah. Then when we had our check-in, they're like, yeah, 36 rooms are gone. I'm like, 36 rooms are gone?
I love
Are
that.
you sure they booked our
right
code?
for us? Yeah.
They're yours.
That's such a special feeling. I love that.
So that's cool.
Good.
So next year we'll have to figure out. And two, like, as the crow flies in Nashville, that's 7 miles from the fairgrounds, but that's really a long ways. Yeah. In Nashville. The fair, I mean, that depending on traffic. Right. That could be an hour. Yeah. So we need to find something closer. Okay. If we can find something affordable that's closer. So. Right.
No, there's a lot that goes into it. I'm very proud of you guys, and it seems like it's just going to be epic. Like everyone's excited. I was at Carbon earlier, and they said that they're going to be there and stuff like that. So we're all talking about that. So it's going to be really special. What is, I guess, in terms of like we were talking before, like entrepreneur life, right? With this, have you felt like you have gotten better time management with planning? Do you think that you're just learning from last year? You think it's a combination of everything? Like, has your other business kind of slowed down? You've been able to focus more on this? Like, what's been going on?
Unfortunately, no. No. Fortunately, no.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Right.
No. This year has been tough, personally. Okay. Very tired, as I told you when I got here. I literally booked a vacation to leave. Like last night, I was printing shirts till after 10 o'clock. Yeah. And you do what you got to do. Take care of the customer and make sure everybody's happy. But it's tough. And putting an event of this size on and the stress I put on myself to make sure that I'm taking care of the vendors, because first and foremost, as a vendor myself.
Oh, yeah,
I want to make sure that, at the end of the day, Dani comes up to me with a smile and not with the looking around. I'm like, oh, shit, I don't want to talk to Dani.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody divert her attention so I can run.
Right,
so
right.
It's making sure I'm taking care of all the vendors. If the vendors are happy, then I don't have to worry about the attendees because they will be happy.
Oh, for sure.
So you put a lot of stress on yourself.
Have you, had anything go down? Like, if we're keeping it real, has anything kind of gone down with any vendors yet? Or
no,
you feel like everybody's
actually,
been really excited?
Every vendor that had that date open, rebooked.
Good.
We had one that didn't rebook. Okay. And they were actually mad at me because I moved the date. Yeah. They thought it was going to be in June. They're like, well, we booked May because we thought, I'm sorry. I didn't think that through. Gotcha. 2024 is back in June, so it's already booked.
Yeah, because it was June last year. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's about a month earlier.
It is, and that was weird too. Like it threw me off as far as
I remember you'd been talking about the
planning.
Dates.
It really threw me off as far as I'm like, oh, well, I got a month for ticket sales. I'm like, no, I don't.
Well, because when I look back at, because I have all my videos and I have all my stuff, and I look back at throwbacks and transformations and whatever. I was looking at my last year where I was at with my bodybuilding prep and stuff, and I saw, and I was like, wait. Already this whole season's going by so fast. And then I was like, wait, we're already here. But I was like, no, that was June. So I'm like, okay, step back.
You're a month away. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like reverting back to this time last year. But I'm like, no, we weren't there yet. So anyway, so that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, but, so that was, no vendors really, and we sent out a little questionnaire thing. Yeah. I think the only thing negative we got back was the whole, the event seemed to end early. Yes. Like the traffic died. Yeah. And so I think we've fixed that for this year as best you can, right? You can't lock the doors. Fire marshal right. Like that. But I think, like I said, with having those events run longer, having Jay there, because we could pick whatever time. Yeah. And I picked 11 to 4.
And for those that don't know who Jay Cutler is, you want to explain?
Well, let me tell a funny story first.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call Terry out. This is hilarious. So I told Terry, I was like, hey, I got this idea. I want to book Jay Cutler to do an autograph signing. Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do, man.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, how's he not pumped? Like, I'm out of my mind thinking I was so excited. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be football football. What? Not that Jay Cutler.
Gosh.
I was like, dude, the bodybuilder Jay Cutler, Mr. Olympia, four-time Mr. Olympia.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if he was 4-time. Yeah. Okay, so 4-time.
So now, now he doesn't make that mistake.
But I could.
What's funny is he isn't the only one.
Yes, no, for sure. Yeah. And so that's why I want to make sure listeners know that, and everything like that. But it's gonna be super cool because, like I said, at the Arnold, like I didn't get to see because he was. He was there, but like I didn't get to see him because there was lines lined up.
Oh, I know.
But like he wasn't there that present when I was leaving, and so I was like, whatever. And then when you announced that, I was like, whoa, that was super weird. You know what I mean? Because we had not talked and I didn't know. And so it was just one of those moments where I was like, man, maybe I should stay a little bit longer. And like, obviously the line and people had prepaid tickets. So I couldn't have like met him, whatever at the, at the Arnold. But just to see his presence would have been cool, right? In person. Cause I've seen Brandon Curry and like he's around here in Murfreesboro, but it's cool to see an Olympian. Yeah. And so I think people are going to kind of maybe not understand that until they're there, and then they'll be like, "Whoa, okay, now I get it." So that's be awesome. I heard he's cool, dude.
So it wasn't planned, like when we started planning. But normally, how I do things is as I go and I get an idea, I'm like, okay, let's run with that.
100%.
So that's kind of what happened with this.
Yeah.
And I had met Jay at the Arnold in 06 ish.
Okay.
And how I met him was I come around this corner and bumped into him.
Oh.
He was leaving his autograph signing to go grab food.
Nice.
And I just looked at him and I froze, right?
Yeah.
That's like my favorite bodybuilder ever.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're Jay Cutler. He goes, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Can I get a picture? Of course, my flip phone at the time, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so
my
the
gosh.
picture was terrible. But, so when we started this process, to finally get a hold of him, he calls me. This would have been back in January when we finally talked.
Okay.
And he could not have been cooler. We talked for 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Never talked money.
Yeah.
Never talked anything like that. He just wanted to know why I did it.
Yeah.
And what the goal is for the whole expo. And I mean, this guy, if you follow him on, YouTube and he's somewhere every weekend almost. Okay, wow. He does personal appearances all over the place. He was just in Germany.
That's incredible.
So, he has options. It's not like he's sitting at home with nothing to do.
Exactly.
And I think FitCon somewhere out west is the same weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they had asked him as well, but he hadn't committed.
Gotcha.
And what was cool is, his fee, regardless of where he goes, is the same. Coming here, longer flight.
Yeah.
Going to FitCon was a 2-hour flight.
Okay. Yeah.
And he chose us.
That's awesome.
And I was like, okay, whatever I said worked.
Yeah.
But could not have been cooler guy.
Yeah.
He will text me. He's like, man, how's ticket sales going? Hey, is there anything I can do for you? I'm like, hey, can you make a video and do? Absolutely. And then 2 hours later, he sends it back.
I love that.
Could not be a better guy.
Yeah, for sure.
With.
What FitCon are you talking about?
I can't remember.
Okay.
It may not be FitCon. I may be misspoken, but it's something that same weekend out west.
Got it. Because I got
Denver or somewhere.
Okay, yeah. So, because there is a Music City FitCon, and I spoke at it last year, and so that one is coming to Nashville, but then they have another branch that's at out west, and so they had asked about me coming to speak or whatever, and so that's why anyway. But so all these weekends are literally packed, and so that's super cool. I love that. Okay, so in terms of that, I really want people to understand that you could have, again, just plan the same event, could have not really taken notes on it, just kind of no, it's just going to happen. People will come, whatever. That you have actively decided to continually make this event better. But even the whole dreaming big like that, I guarantee you some people would have been that's so cool that happened, looking back at it now. But for you to go with it and be oh, I can shoot for the stars. I love that about you because you've always been like that. And I feel so many more entrepreneurs need to take that note of what could have hurt to reach out to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. To just ask. He could have been nah, man, I already have a thing at FitCon or been rude or whatever, but you just ask and then you had a great conversation and now he's going to come out for it.
Well, the thing is, people always get nervous about a no, right? Well, they can't tell you no if you don't ask. Mm-hmm. Give them the option.
But that's why I don't understand. why is it so hard? Like, it doesn't have to be like that with like no's. Like,
No.
I think it's just maybe the confrontation or like they're scared of failing or whatever it is. But even for you, like if you wouldn't have had him, it wouldn't have mattered because you didn't have it. It's not like you had it before either. And even
I had
next
nothing
year,
to
it
lose.
doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you could ask somebody else differently next year. And then if they say no, it's like, it doesn't matter because again, you're just putting yourself out there. And you're dreaming, you know, big. And it's like, of course you could have whatever. I think I had listened on someone else's podcast that you'd said something about like Chris Bumstead or whatever, you know, maybe wanting him. And like, so I think a lot of people would be like, oh, well, you could, he was at like Carbon in Franklin or something, did a whole guest appearance and stuff like that. So like, yes, he could be at your event. Like, it's just, I think so many times people are very closed-minded about the new and like the not understanding.
That limited mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Of I can only achieve this. And I get it. I mean, if you talked to me 10 years ago, that was me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think I could have a company. I didn't think it'd actually survive 10 years. You know, any of that stuff, you know, and then do the other things I'm doing. I mean, yeah, some of it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Right. But
I will say,
you don't know until you try.
For sure. I will say that something that's always stuck out to me about you, though, is that you have always made it a point to show up for everything that you possibly can.
Absolutely.
So when I did my fitness festivals like 6 years ago, very first one, Barbell Voodoo was there, you know, as a sponsor. And you didn't know me. You didn't really know. I
had no idea who you were.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and, you know, and Ryan was the same thing. Like, he came out because we kind of talked and stuff like that. Like, and so it just was really cool. And it's always kind of stuck with me that I think I had 15 sponsors at that event, you know what I'm saying? And booths. And like those 15 people still stick with me to this day. You know what I mean? And then that grew and then it grew and it grew. So it's always been special to look back at that. So I can imagine the amount of like, even though you were stressed out with this expo and everything like that, the amount of positivity you're also feeling to have people want to support.
Yeah. The big thing, and I remember last year, because I'm not a rear view mirror guy. You know, I'm also not very content ever.
Yeah.
So like when I achieve this, I'm like, oh, well, now it's got to be, now I got to go after this. But I did remember being very diligent last year of taking a minute to take it all in.
Yeah.
And I got emotional. Like I, you know, got a little dust in my eyes and I had to take a minute and like kind of walk away. You go back to where, like I said, 10 years ago, where I was just like doing my 9 to 5 and that's the best I could hope for.
Right.
And I should be happy I have this job. And,
and,
you know, it kind of got me, and I'll do the same this year. You know, I haven't really, yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm stressed.
Right.
And then day of, I'll take that time. I'll look around, see vendors. Everybody's happy. I can sigh of relief and then take it in.
No, that's what's so special. Cause like you said too, with the entrepreneur state of mind, I mean, I feel like so many of us we're trying to get there. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get there, whatever. But like, you have to celebrate along the way. Like you have to find like that pause in that moment. Cause even like what you just said with my bodybuilding shows, you know, from the first one to the second one, it was a drastic difference, because the second one I really took time for myself afterwards. Didn't have to be there for anybody else or do anything for whatever. You know, I just like, after I was done, I took it all in. And I remember like rolling down the windows afterwards, driving my car and just being like, yes, like sun in my, you know, in the sky, and like just feeling like I did that. That was awesome. Can't wait to do it again. You know what I mean? Like, and taking that moment versus so many people finish a show or they maybe go to an event or whatever, and maybe they feel like insecure, they feel lackluster, they feel like, man, okay, well the next one I get right to it, and I have to, you know, I can't really appreciate what I did because I didn't win and I didn't, you know, whatever.
It's the continually moving the goalpost.
Yes.
And that's okay. However, you need to celebrate.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will burn out.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's okay to go, as soon as you finish that competition, go, okay, here's the next one. But before,
oh yeah,
let me take that minute.
Yes. Oh yeah. Where are you going to go for your trip?
We're just going to Florida. Yeah.
Okay,
it's just,
awesome,
we rent the same condo. I'm so boring. We've been doing it for 10 years.
I love that.
Yeah. We rent the same little 2-bedroom condo.
Yeah.
And, literally just, I will go work out. I do go work out in the mornings.
Yes.
And then I go back to the beach.
You've been good on your regimen, right? Like,
yeah, it's so
getting
hard
movement and
though.
everything.
Yeah.
I know it's challenging with all this
Yeah.
stuff, whatever, but like you can really see just a difference just in your. I think that's why you feel like maybe you have more energy too. You know, I know you're exhausted and stuff like that, but because you have a routine, right?
You know
like,
what's cool though? Because I work out. I get up at 4:30. I work out from 5 to 6. I'm usually back home. The gym is right
nice.
in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
I'm home like 6:10.
Okay.
I get so much done before 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it's
I
a great feeling.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's weird because you would think, right? It's early.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but no, man. When you as soon as you get home, I grab some coffee, get my oatmeal, my little blueberries in it.
Yeah.
And then start cranking, and I can get so much done in that 2-hour window.
100%. And you know, I definitely feel that because I've had to get up so early with everything and to get all my cardio in and stuff like that. But it really is that time that like I'm able to like get on my phone, like look at emails, do my Instagram, do all this stuff, whatever like that. But it gets me creative, gets me thinking, gets me pumped, do my workout. Then I'm done. Like, so there is something to that. And not to say that people can't work out at night or whatever, but like, I just really love starting my day off on that way because then I'm my best. I'm my most creative. I feel less stressed. I'm able to accomplish more versus if I didn't get it in or if you know what I mean?
I can't work out in the evening anymore.
Yeah, it's rough. It's hard. I applaud people who do it, but I did it for years. And and it was too much. Like, like for now, I just am not there. Now, when I got to do 2 a days, that'll be another
That's a different
thing,
story.
but my main workout like in the morning. But so yeah, and I saw that y'all are going to be sponsoring Barbell Voodoo is sponsoring the Nashville Fit Show, right? Is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I'll be there competing.
Yeah.
I'll be sponsoring as well. So that'll be great. I think that'll be awesome for you guys.
She puts on an amazing event.
Yes, yeah, it is a great
show. She does such a good job.
Yep. She just had the Fit Show Forum, and so I spoke at that. That was great. And then the next one is coming up in July, and then like 6 days before my birthday, and then the show in August. So that'll be really cool. But yes, I'm excited to have you.
Yeah, she does. Was it municipal again this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool venue.
Yeah.
I wondered too, like when she booked it last year, I'm like, man, that's kind of a weird. But then when you walk in and the way they had it set up, I'm like, oh, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, and I was as a sponsor was on the inside right there, and I liked that. I did like that they had sponsors on the outside too. You know what I mean? So. It was good. She did a great job with the space. Speaking of spaces, I know that you want to right now. You have the fairgrounds, but is the goal Music City Center?
Yes, we took.
I've had several meetings with them, right? So I know how much.
Did you get to the pricing?
Yeah, I did get to the pricing.
Let's compare notes. What pricing did they tell you?
Yeah, what deal did you get?
Yeah.
What deal am I getting?
My deal was like $60,000 a day. I'm like, are you out of your effing mind?
Yeah.
So when I talked to him in 2020.
Yeah.
And it was $20,000.
Yes.
And I was like, is that inflation?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The price of eggs? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe if SBD or some big company. I mean, we did get first form this year, but they didn't write the first form check I was hoping. So maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I remember it being, so I think it was for 2 days. It was going to come out to like 50, 60 grand.
How many square feet?
It was not a lot.
Yeah.
It was like their main ballroom, like their main, like huge, whatever.
This was the 86,000 square feet room or something that we looked at.
I'm not sure. The one I was looking at was going to be up top or whatever, and it was going to be like, that Fit Show or
that
Fit
is
Show,
so
like,
crazy.
Yeah, so and I had several meetings with them. I think the guy I still have him on my email, but anyway, but I kept like annoying him, being like, hey, like, is the price? Can we find a different price? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I get it. I understand and whatever, but. It's hard with an event when you don't know, because one, I didn't know how many people were going to come for that next year, Find Your Fit or whatever. And I didn't know, in terms of sponsors and then like how much security is needed. And then, you know what I mean? There's so many variables.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to be like, and then you got to be good with what you pick too. Yeah. There's not a lot of flexibility. So even though the fairgrounds, even though I know you want it to be there or whatever, at least it seems like the fairgrounds are kind of like do what you need to do. You know what I mean?
It would be better if everything was under one roof instead of the different buildings, it does flow okay just
Yeah.
because of the big roll up doors between the all three buildings.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, and two, let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
having it at the Music City Center,
Mm-hmm.
straight downtown,
Yeah.
there's a bit of prestige with that,
For sure.
and with that, you
Mm-hmm.
can also ask for more money
Right.
from sponsors and vendors, and get national vendors and
Yeah.
or national sponsors rather. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want, but
I believe in you. I
there's
know
a lot
it's
of
going
things
to happen.
I want that I don't get to.
No. I mean,
So.
I definitely believe it can happen for sure.
It won't be next year. We know that. So I already booked the other one today. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be awesome. So, okay. So it'll be at the fairgrounds again in June this time.
yeah, June 7th or 8th, whichever
Okay.
day is a Saturday.
Okay. Cool. I love that.
All three buildings this year
Yay!
finally.
Okay.
So,
That's so great.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I plan on being a sponsor for all of them. And
Thank you. We appreciate
as
it.
long as I can get a stage, and all of that.
Dani D gets her own room.
Oh my gosh. Hey, don't test me. Do a Love Your Body lecture, all the things like
so this
Panel?
Who knows if this will actually
have a
happen? But I
panel.
did have a meeting today with I'm not going to say who they are,
That's
but
fine.
a company who would actually sublet one of the rooms.
Mhm.
So how they would do it is their production would have a stage, the big video wall for
Yeah.
what they do that night
Okay.
with the lighting. I mean,
Yeah.
lots and lots of money involved.
Uh-huh.
And sports entertainment, we'll say that.
Okay. Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
But during the day,
Yeah.
we would have the room and we would have access to that stage, the video wall, their production
Nice.
for like a speaker series,
That'd be awesome.
which would be really cool.
Yep.
So will it happen? I don't know. I'm wishing it out there.
Yep, manifesting it,
Yeah, we'll see
manifesting
what
it.
happens.
I believe in you. I
Yeah.
think it definitely, I mean, literally, I feel like that's what's so beautiful about putting your own events and like having your own business. Like there's no ceiling. And I don't know where we got stuck in this whole idea that, where people, got to that point where it's like, okay, we have to do everything just like this person did it or whatever. It's like, no, step out of that box, break out of that box, do what you think is best and like go with it,
Absolutely.
And if they don't see the vision, like they will see it.
Yeah.
So-
we'll see it when we put it on.
Exactly. I love it. It's so good, Roy. So tell everybody, okay, so MusicCityFitExpo.com is where they can get tickets.
Yep.
Instagram as well.
MusicCityFitExpo.com for tickets.
Okay.
Instagram, we posting stuff.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw everybody's been posting about Taylor Swift today.
Yeah.
So we posted, you can throw us on the video there, Trent. It was, it said May 6th for Tay, May 13th for Jay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love it.
And
I love it.
the ticket link was at the bottom. It says for Jay, not Tay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was cute. I come up with that when I was sitting in the parking lot of the wrong building.
I love it. I love that.
But anyway,
Um,
so it's exciting. And, tickets are still available. We're going to sell tickets until the fire marshal kicks us out.
Yeah. They can walk up and just
They
get
can
them.
walk
Yeah.
up. Yeah. If you do buy your tickets in advance, please have your phone ready because
Yes. Yeah.
last year we had a bit of a line and we're
Okay.
trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
Jay will be there from 11 to 4. Get in line
Love
and
that.
meet him, greet him, get your
Yeah.
get your baby signed or
Yeah.
your magazine or whichever one.
That'll be super cool. And he's just doing that for like free for people that go in there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you went to the Arnold
Yep.
and did the meet and greet with Jay, it was $50.
Yes.
If you come to our expo,
Yeah.
you buy your expo ticket for $12.
Yep.
You get access to everything, including the meet and greet with Jay.
I love it.
Can't beat that, can you?
No, you definitely can't.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be super cool. I'm gonna have to find a way to get over there in the midst of everything.
Here's what I'll tell you. What's cool about him.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen, and like I said, I'm a big fan. I watch all of his videos
Mm-hmm.
and stuff on YouTube, and he does these events all the time. He will walk around and just talk to vendors,
Yeah.
like before
Cool.
his signing starts, or if there's a lull.
Yeah.
You'll just see him walk over and, hey, so tell me about what you're doing.
That's awesome.
Seriously?
Okay.
He's just a regular guy. He
Yeah.
just happens to have a cooler job
Right.
and a lot more money.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But so tell me this. So tell me, like, for anybody listening who is, wanting to get into becoming an entrepreneur or maybe is an entrepreneur right now, feeling super overwhelmed, like, what advice do you have? Like, because I know that you have told me before that, like, you're trying to like block out more time
Yes.
and do, and have more balance and things like that. But really when you're going, like, you just kind of roll with it. So, like, do you have any advice on that? Like,
I do block my time. Like I was telling you, that like the 6 to 8.
Yeah.
So like 6 to 7, I do all my marketing stuff, like my email marketing and text marketing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
I am not the greatest with not answering email. I don't know. I have a phobia of if somebody emails me, I need to email them right back.
So I have the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for me to get to like to take time because I think it's because we're afraid we're going to forget.
Yes. Well, I'm
Like,
afraid,
you know-
like, I don't want people waiting.
Right.
And that makes me, I'm better. Like,
Yeah.
I've had a couple of emails like today,
Yeah.
like while I was sitting over here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I saw them, I opened it,
Do you
I
know
looked
how
at it,
sad
and
that
I
is
opened
though?
it
Because
and
we're
marked it
literally
as
like,
unread.
oh, we didn't answer that email within
Yes.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. I
Like,
do this. Yes.
But I do the same thing, and so I've tried to put like do not disturb on my phone, right, so that I can kind of have that moment, to like be like, oh, no one's messaging me, no one is asking me for anything within this time frame, like just like changing the mindset, and that has allowed me to be more present in my workouts or present with family or whatever, right? So I've kind of found that balance a little
You'll
bit.
love this then.
Okay.
So yesterday, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I turn on do not disturb. Somebody actually sent me a message, and then the second message was, "Hey man, your do not disturb is on."
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's like I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like no idea. Like that must have accidentally happened. But but I think because for so long we go without having those boundaries.
Yeah.
And
when you first start, you're just like
yeah.
always going, and there is no structure. It's just putting out fires and answering questions 24/7.
Yeah.
And it is tough. And the bigger you are, it does not get easier.
Yeah.
The one piece of advice is if you can get to the point where you can hire somebody and slide off some of those things that aren't income producing.
Yeah.
That has helped me. It's helped me grow my businesses, but it hasn't alleviated 100% because as you get bigger, it's more and more, right? More and more volume. So I don't ship packages anymore, but then there's more emails, right? Or there's more calls, or there's more questions. So you're kind of trading one for the other.
I will say, ever since we had our last talk, because I don't even remember when that was, but several months ago, I actually had I hired somebody to do my back end system,
cool.
So to get more organized. So I took that advice,
Did it help?
and we're in it right now. But yes, it's already automations. It's already helped a ton, and for me to see, so I have that balance and that sheet and like everything, it's like right there. So that has been great. There's been some technical. So listen to what happened. This is like your probably worst nightmare. So let's knock on wood that this doesn't ever happen to you. But literally, okay. So everybody that signed up or like. Okay, we fixed we got the system, and then I got away from MailChimp and then doing this new email system, okay? That has to integrate with this other system, and then this has to integrate with my software system. So the girl integrates all of them, right? So I launched my new fight flavor, okay? And then I have my new clients and my other clients and whatever and everything on the system. I'm getting them onboarded, and they're like, oh yeah, looks great, whatever. Okay, everyone starts paying for their invoices. Okay?
Oh boy.
And then everyone's like paying for fight, everything like that. Somehow in the integration system, every single person like that signed up got an email saying thank you for your payment. So like for example, you sign it, your client, you sign up, and then like Trent buys some fight, you both get an email again. So so everyone's like, Dani, why am I getting like 97 emails saying thank you for your payment? I'm like, because that's every single person that's purchased fight or is a client. Yeah.
That's a pain.
And like these are people like freaking California that are ordering fight and shirts and whatever. Like they're like, hey, emailing me, hey, like I'm getting like 37 emails for like thank you for your payment. And everyone's like laughing now. It's a joke. They're like, well, at least it wasn't asking me for payment. And I'm like, yeah, it could have been a lot worse, guys. But still, again, growing pains,
Did
right?
They fix it though?
Oh yeah. I mean, after I spent again. Every night for about a week, it was like I'm getting messages from somebody overseas that's from these companies emailing back resolutions, right?
Yeah.
Being like, it's not our fault. And they're blaming this
course.
person, at midnight. So I'm sending these emails half asleep being like, somebody just figure it out. Like, I don't care whose fault it is. Anyway, so thankfully it's all supposedly working now. Awesome. But again, it's a new system and I'm learning it. And so it makes me feel successful. It makes me feel like, okay, this is something, that I am taking pride in, that I'm kind of getting more organized. And so that was great advice. And I really appreciate it because again, this is going to automate a lot and save a lot of time for me. And then it's also going to automate campaigns. Like when people order Fight, like 30 days later, they get another email,
Yes,
that kind of
perfect,
stuff.
yes.
Because I can't do it. I
No,
have
no,
tried.
and you shouldn't have to.
I've tried. I genuinely have been like, I'm going to send out a newsletter every week. Then that went to every other week. Then that went to every month. Then that went to, and it was
I think
just.
we talked about that, didn't we?
Right, yeah. And so, and it was just like too much. And I know it sounds silly, but it was like that plus Instagram plus worrying about my clients. It was taking away from what I could actually do with the client. And it was just all the back end stuff.
Well, yeah, you want to automate as much of that back end stuff.
Yes.
Like we have, a subscription thing for for shirts.
Yeah.
We don't touch it.
Yeah.
It automatically invoices them once a month when they sign up, right?
Yeah.
And you could do the same thing with Fight.
Yeah.
Where, it's cool either way, right?
Yes.
To send them an email reminding them, hey, you're probably about out of Fight. You need to order some more. Or whatever. The same kind of thing.
Yeah.
That just takes stuff off your plate.
Yeah.
And as I call it, mailbox money.
Yeah.
Because you look up and like, oh, I got to sell. I didn't have to do anything for it.
Right. And the thing is like, for everyone listening, this was very expensive. Like you had to put money into, so don't just think like I got somebody like an intern or somebody that did this stuff. Like someone has an actual business costs a lot of money, but finally pulled the trigger with it. And I am very glad that I did. And so your advice, it really lit a fire under me to like,
cool.
And again, it wasn't like I did it right then and there, but I took the time, planned it out. And I was like, I can do this sometime in between now and when my show is, and now that all this is happening, it's good because, it's not right before my show. So I'm not freaking out or whatever. Right. I looked at it. I was like, you know what? We're going to laugh it off, guys. There was a bunch of emails.
Yep.
It is what it is. And all my people are so cool and they were so understanding. And so it meant a lot, but yeah, so that was great. So that's why I always say, like, I just want to give people, on here, like, advice on not just loving their body, but like with their, if they're waiting to, go to a fitness event or if they're waiting for things to happen to them, it's like, you got to take the first step, and just got to do something and it will alleviate, even if it is stressful at first.
The Martin Luther King quote, taking the first step without seeing the stairs or something.
I don't know.
I'm totally quoting that wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I live by that. Like
yeah.
A lot of times you're not going to see the whole path.
Yeah.
But you have to just move.
Right.
You got to go.
And I was like, if it doesn't work, then whatever. It's money. If it's wasted, quote unquote, whatever, like I'm going to earn it back anyway, and just, but again, I knew that the stress of everything was just like, it was taking away from what makes my business me, and like my happiness.
Yes.
And I was just like, I don't want to resent sending these emails, but like it have to get sent, so just asking for that little bit of help and hiring that help was huge,
Absolutely.
So I definitely appreciated that. So that was really special.
But it just frees up like you said, it frees up your time.
Yeah.
And anything you can do like that, that just lets you do what you do.
Yes. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to show up, do some MoveFit, like have fun, like, train my clients, live this life, and, but also grow as an entrepreneur. But I know what I'm not good at. So if you are listening to this and you're new to this and you're like, oh, Dani, I'm good at social media and emails and this and that, whatever. It's like, yeah, that might be true, but something will fall off.
100%.
So you gotta like get with it and figure that out and be like, okay, what is the least thing that you're most likely to get done?
Yeah.
And then maybe outsource it.
Yeah. And don't, like you were saying, like, don't put it off just because it's overwhelming. Like I never talked about this before, but I have previously, I was the absolute worst at finance.
Okay.
So we would make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have anything to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I didn't know my numbers. I didn't watch my numbers. I didn't, and.
So you're kind of rolling with it. You just
I was just like, just feeding the dragon, right? Just totally, just always going. And, we always paid bills, always paid payroll, always had new product. But it was just like, man, if you're doing this kind of money, you should be socking some in the bank. So you're not knowing something. And I'd hired a a mentor about a year ago now.
Yeah.
And I mean, next level guy, again, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But, you know, usually the cheapest man pays the most, right?
Yeah,
You've heard
for
that?
sure. Yes.
So I hired this guy, and he forced me to know my numbers.
Yeah.
And it made light years difference.
For sure.
Quickly.
Yeah.
So don't put off doing the things that you don't want to do.
Right.
Just because they're like, it's hard, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Find somebody that knows, like you did, and get them to help you.
Yeah, and it just took me being vulnerable and asking.
And
you know
that's
what I mean?
okay.
And yeah, exactly.
We're all vulnerable.
Yeah, and so I think that so many times, especially females, you know, in this space or in fitness or in entrepreneurial life or whatever, it's like we feel like we can't ask for it because we're looked up to, and we have to be able to do everything, right?
Well,
and it's just not realistic if you
real.
want to grow.
Yeah.
And so, what I will say with your business, real quick. So, in terms of Barbell Voodoo, are you like, because what you're saying about like the money and stuff, do you, is it like doing business as, or is it like Barbell Voodoo's LLC?
Yeah.
And then like you're lumped into that, or you do it like, you know what I'm saying?
Barbell Voodoo is an LLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% LLC. It's been.
So do you
9 to
treat
10
yourself
years.
like you pay yourself like a salary, or do you?
Well,
not, or have
great.
you not?
No, this is actually a great question. So, what was the term? Oh my God. So this is a cool thing to learn. So let's say, for instance, you pay yourself. You have an LLC, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's say a sole proprietorship. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, you pay yourself.
Well, it's a limited liability corporation. Yeah.
So there's different ones. Though.
Yes.
There's like partnership or sole proprietorship.
so-
I would
yeah.
assume you're sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
So let's say you pay yourself $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to throw. I know you make more, but let's just say $30,000.
Yeah.
So you're having to pay taxes on $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do, if you switch to maybe it's S corp. Don't quote me.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
If you switch to S corp, you can pay yourself $15,000 salary,
Mm-hmm.
and then dividends of 35. So now you're making 50, and you're paying less taxes because you're paying yourself owner distribution, not a like a salary, right?
Like an employee. Yeah.
So that's probably what I'm going to switch to because I pay way too much taxes.
Yes, 100%. Same.
And it makes me nauseous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like absolutely ridiculous. And I've been trying to look at that and get honed in on that. So I actually am looking for a like financial advisor, someone that can do my taxes. Like, and because now I'm getting to the point where I need someone else.
I've got a
to do
good
that.
bookkeeper.
Okay.
If you want a bookkeeper,
All right.
she does not do that. So I have a bookkeeper and then I have a CPA. So
Okay.
the bookkeeper every month, she runs my report. You know, she categorizes in QuickBooks all my different transactions,
Yes.
runs my report, and then she hands it off to the CPA for taxes every
Okay.
year. That's been a game changer.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't know where money's going.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, and I
we
may
do a
need
lot
to
of transactions.
for sure. Yeah, and I may need to chat with you about that after for sure because, like I said, I got scammed really bad when I first started my business. Literally, I'll say this in short. Basically, they put me with an intern at this like bougie Franklin CPA office, whatever. Every time I called, $350 was
Oh
the bill.
God, no, that's terrible.
Literally, no one told me that.
Yeah.
I ask a lot of questions. And back in
Yeah.
the day, I asked a lot more questions. So, I mean, you got to imagine how furious I was. And then on top of that,
$3,500 bill.
on top of that, they took off no write-offs. So then, so literally nothing was categorized in QuickBooks. Nothing was like, whatever. So the gross
screwed.
money that I did.
Yeah.
And then I asked one of my well-off friends, I was like, hey, how much should I be paying in taxes? And then I told them how much I was paying. They're like, Dani, there's no way. And I was like, I know, because I put everything back into the business. I didn't even spend anything on myself, which I still don't really do.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So it's like everything is for the business. So it was just, it was wild.
And I had a bookkeeper before this one.
Yeah.
And super nice. I really liked her. But, you know, there was one thing she said I donated like $4,500 to a hospital. I'm like, where'd you even get that from?
Yeah.
Well, that was like product or something. There's no way that was not that I wouldn't donate,
Oh,
but I did.
right.
You know, that's a lot of money.
No, yeah.
And you know, just categorizing stuff just wonky. And then
No.
when it comes to taxes, you can't play with that stuff.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
So the lady I have now, you pay her a flat fee.
Okay.
Once a month, she'll do a Zoom with you, go
Okay.
over your books.
I love that.
Of course, send you the reports.
Yeah.
And then my CPA, I've been with the same lady 10 years in Spring Hill. I go by, I drop off my stuff. We'll go back and forth on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question about this, and this.
Yeah.
Here's what looks like you owe.
Yeah.
Come by if we need to talk.
Okay. I love that. Yeah.
It doesn't
we'll
charge
definitely have to talk.
anything extra. Yeah.
Okay. Cause again, like I actually enjoy looking at all that. Like it can be overwhelming for some people, but like I love looking at the numbers and being
you
okay.
gotta know them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I know to the best of my ability because I do monthly and I have my budget sheet and whatever. But it would be nice to have some advice on like, hey, actually, you don't need to spend X amount. You know what I mean? Because I'm kind of like guessing in terms of sponsorships and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I could sponsor that, but then it's like, do I really need a sponsor? So I have to look at the whole year. So I plan out my year, literally, like we've talked about before, like at the start of the year. But again, they could be like, no, you really for a tax break or for this, whatever. So it's just like stuff like that. As you're growing, you need to continually keep learning. So, no, I appreciate that. And, I think you're just doing an amazing job. And I'm so excited about next weekend. It's going to be amazing. So for those of you who haven't got your ticket yet, please go do so. Like Roy said, it's $12. If you're coming to MoveFit, you can find the link in my bio, and get that ticket.
Yeah, you buy your MoveFit ticket, you get a free Expo ticket.
Yes, exactly.
How good is that?
So you get to do class and that, and you're going to get to, come and, just meet awesome people and just feel good in your body, And I think we all need that. I think we just need a good time where we can just like be,
Absolutely.
and enjoy it and not feel pressure to have to be drinking or this or that, whatever. It's just gonna be a good, like, wholesome time. So I'm very excited.
It's exciting. All day, 8 to 4.
Yep.
Tickets at musiccityfitexpo.com.
Yep.
How do I not remember that?
I know. No, you're good. You're good.
But May 13th. We're right around the corner.
Can't wait. Thank you again, Roy, for coming out. And
thanks for having me as always.
Until next time.